Hey guys, what's up? Russ here. I know it's Monday, but no random reads this week. It will be back next week, maybe. But today instead I'm doing a tag video. I was tagged by Simple Simon a couple days ago for your favorite character. So I'm going to do that today. And the first question was a character that you love fiercely. I think that's pretty obvious. It's Superman. But why is it Superman? Well, long story short, as a kid, my life was, well, it was crap. But one day, I was walking to school, and I stopped in this little gas station, and I saw my very first comic book. That book right there. Picked it up, started reading it, and, well, it was like an escape for me. It changed my whole perspective. I got lost in that world, and I fell in love with that character, and it saved my life as a kid. Let's get a closer look at that book, shall we? Action Comics, issue 688. Through this book, I continued to follow the storyline. I went back, I picked up the whole Death of Superman storyline, and yeah, this was the start of my comic book journey. So Superman is a character that I love fiercely. The next question was a character that is heavily flawed but you can't help but love. This one was kind of hard. Had to do some thinking on this, but I came up with Iron Man. Now this character is obviously heavily flawed. He suffered from alcoholism, PTSD, anxiety, depression, but yet he still found it in himself to become a hero. So, the character that you can't help but love that is highly flawed, for me, it's Iron Man. The next question is a character that makes you laugh out loud, and I'm moving away from comics with this one and going into television. There was a TV show called Psych about a psychic detective, but he wasn't really psychic. He was just like hyper absorbent. He was a paper towel. Observant. Words. Anyway, the character's name was Sean Spencer, and his partner on the show was Gus. And anytime, still to this day, I get a little bit down, I'll throw on some reruns of that and just laugh like crazy. Absolutely love that show and those characters. Alright, question 4 is a child character that you like, and for this I gotta go with Robin, but I gotta go with the Tim Drake Robin. He was the Robin when I started reading comics in the 90s as a kid, so he was the first Robin I ever knew. I didn't find out about Jason Todd and Dick Grayson until later, and Nightwing ended up becoming one of my favorite characters, but as far as Robins go, for me, it'll always be Tim Drake. Alright, next up is an animal character that you love, and for this I'm going away from comics again and going back to a childhood cartoon that I absolutely loved, and that was Drippy. For those of you that don't know who Drippy was, I'll see if I can find a picture and put it here. But it always made me laugh. I loved that character as a kid, and somehow he always ended up getting the girl. The next up is a strong female character that you love, and I'm not going with the obvious thing on this one. I'm going to mix it up a little bit because I've recently started loving this character more and more, especially through this storyline that I just read, and that is Batgirl. And the reason I'm picking her as a strong female character that I love is because with absolute no superpowers, nothing like that, in this particular storyline, it really conveyed how much she overcame and how strong she was, surviving getting paralyzed, psychological torture and physical torture from the Joker, and it just really displayed how strong Barbara Gordon Batgirl truly was in this storyline, and it just made me fall in love with the character even more. So she is the strong female character that I love. I'm sorry, Wonder Woman, I have failed you. Next up is a brave character that you admire, and since I already touched on Superman, I'm going with Captain America for this one. And the reason being that it basically goes back to his origin story. This is a man that was frozen in time. He lost everything. He lost the love of his life. He lost his friends. Everything he knew was gone when he woke up. But yet he still kept pushing forward, kept fighting, kept doing the right thing, kept being a hero. How can you not admire that? Next up is a character that scares the hell out of you. Does Tom King's writing count as a character? I'm going with Tom King's writing. Next up is a really mean character. Tom King's writing. Going with that again, that fits. Okay, and last up is a character you hate. Tom King's writing. Let's round it out with that. Alright, that'll do it for this one, guys. I'm going to leave this as an open tag instead of tagging anybody, so if you see this and you want to do it, do it. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000!